Super Bowl week, it's Radio Row, it's Las Vegas. What would it be without our two great friends, Marc Ettrick? Well, it's Super Bowl week, it's Radio Row, it's Las Vegas. What would it be without our two great friends, Marc Ettrick, Mike Dempsey, our guys from way back? Guys, here we are reunited once again on Radio Row, and it feels so good.
I did say a year ago, I said, guys, get ready for Vegas, because this will be a hangover. What is it? We're up to 4, the sequel to 4. This will be the hangover 4. We're only on day 2. You might be on the rooftop tonight, or you might be with Mike Tyson at his house with a tiger in the room. We haven't figured out what your big moment. But last night I had a pretty cool moment for you guys, and this is a Kansas City themed. So I happened to be at your opening night. I had a great time on the field, and it was a shuttle media bus that got us there. And then on the way back, I was leaving the stadium. I'm tired, but I saw 2 buses. It said Royal on it. I go toward that bus, looked good. I got on it. I was like the first guy on the bus, and I saw a lot of guys going on it. They don't look like media. They were Kansas City Chiefs football players, but I didn't know all the guys until Kelsey got on the bus, and he sat 2 rows behind me, and I said, dude, you're on the wrong bus. And he looked at me and goes, no, you're on the wrong bus. And there was a little awkward silence, and there was like 10 guys laughing. I said, but I could have stayed on the bus, but I would have ended up like 30 miles. Where are they staying? They're like somewhere, not even on the strip.
Yeah, like Henderson, way out.
Yeah. I would have been sleeping outside Patrick Mahomes' room last night. I don't think that would have been my ideal thing, but it's all good. I mean, it was a fun event, but the bus, hey, the fact is I got on the bus. So somebody thought I could have played for the Chiefs, and I'm 52 years old, so I'm proud of it.
If you had had Marc with you, that would have actually had some validity.
It's true.
I mean, he's the former Kansas Jayhawk.
He's my stunt double.
The program under Lance Leipold is experiencing some wonderful highs.
That's the word, resurgence.
All the way from New York City. It's got to make you feel good. You've got to have some pride, some Jayhawk pride going.
Pull your gear out of the attic and start.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to catch the West Virginia game in September, I believe.
Oh, so awesome.
I'm going to drive down.
When you get reunited with this guy, there's something about Mike. He's so enigmatic. He's polarizing. He's a lot of adjectives.
Oh, boy.
Mostly good. But when you guys get together in these events, and it makes me realize, guys, that like there's people out there that just live like normal lives, and that ain't us.
This is an incredible experience every time we come here.
Tell us about some of these parties that you got, Mike, things that you can tell us. I know you can't share everything that you guys are doing, but tell us about some of these parties, golf events that you're excited about that are coming up.
Biggest one is the Gridiron Greats Jim McMahon golf outing. Kyle Turley also co-hosted. It's for Gridiron Greats is founded by Coach Mike Ditka. No introduction needed. Helps retired players with traumatic head injuries. We had a all-star cast Friday. It's the second year we've done it. We got Steve Young. We got Greg Maddox. We got Goose Gossage. We got Johnny Nitro Damon. We have all the best 45, 50 celebrities, including yours truly, and we're going to have a great time for a good cause. The only mishap last year with the golf outing was I got a swag bag that it was cannabis products, let's just say. And I don't know what was in the bag. All I know is it ended up in my bag. And I had all this stuff from golf outings, all these other events. My car smelled like weed. I didn't notice it, honestly. I get to the airport. Everything's cool. I'm having this really good event, Super Bowl week. I get to the airport, and I only have a 30-minute, I got there kind of late, a lot of traffic. And then the bomb-sniffing dogs. Now, I thought they were cute little dogs, like how cute service dogs. No, they were bomb-sniffing dogs, I guess, or drug-sniffing dogs, right? My bag, something went off. And I'm like, guys, you can look at my bag. I'm good. They pull it out. They pull it out a marijuana plant. They pulled out, like every drug product known to mankind came out of my bag. And Jake Plummer, remember on the mushrooms he gave us on Radio Row, that came out. So not only did I have all this other stuff, I had mushrooms on me, and it was awkward. I got to keep the gummies. Everything else got.
That doesn't explain them being in your bag this year.
Yeah.
And that's why Marc skipped last year, I'm guessing.
Right. Yeah, he skipped last year. He would have been. So if you guys want my swag bag this year, I'm going to give it to you guys.
Mark saw that coming from a mile away. He's like, I'll be there in Vegas. I'm skipping Phoenix.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But we got some cool events. I mean, the Celebrity Sweat Flag Football, you guys know I played last year.
Yeah.
I obliterated Frankie Munoz on the football field. Malcolm in the middle went over the middle on me, and
That's going to be on your tombstone. I obliterated Frankie Munoz in Celebrity Sweat Football.
You know, he's not on the roster this year, so I think he's back to car racing, something a little more safer than playing against Mike Dempsey in a flag football game. So he went down like a ton of bricks. You know, he came over the middle line, threw him down. I thought, and they ripped his pants. So I don't know how I could rip the guy's pants, but he claims I ripped his pants.
How much more can you embarrass a man, Mike?
You know,
you got RG3 though, and Tracy McGrady, right? Involved this year.
Did you see the move that I made on RG3 when I sacked
Yeah.
him? I got that flag. I mean, actually, he had the flag behind his back. It's supposed to be on his side.
It's a better game than the actual Pro Bowl flag football. They didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They didn't know what the rules were. I didn't know. It was like a WCW uncensored event in 1996.
Baker
the
Mayfield got
announcer-
called for flag guarding.
Right.
Now it's an Olympic event.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he has some cool moments. I mean, I just you know, this year if I get to play Thursday night, it's at the Dollar Loan Center. I just want to make a catch. I mean, Marc played tight end linebacker. I was not a receiver. I got bad hands, but I would love to just catch
Join the
one
Chiefs.
pass. Yeah, I could join the Chiefs. That'd be easy, right? And I'll go off sides like somebody on your oops. But
Sorry,
you know,
Kadarius.
Yeah, sorry. But hey, I just want to get one more time. I'm 53 this year. This is it for me. The old guys, we got to hang it up. I mean, but I did get burned by KJ Osborne for a 40-yard. So I don't know if you saw that play over my head. But, you know, the thing is, that was my coverage. I actually helped out the guy who missed blown coverage, and
That's
I
how
kept
it
up
happens. Yeah.
my blazing 5'9" speed at this age. Hey, but, hey, he's 26. I'm 52. So I saw KJ. I said, listen, you know, this was really a great time, but don't ever catch one over Dempsey's head again.
Well, Mark, does it ever get old? I know you've done some more. You know, you went to Kansas. You did some internships with the Chiefs. I'm not sure. I think you're a Giants fan, but I know. Does it ever get old coming to these events and the Chiefs are just camped out at these Super Bowls? We are just the AFC side's taken care of. We'll see you next year.
No, being in the Kansas City area in the 90s was an experience, but to see the transformation from the Schottenheimer era to, you know, then now being basically a dynasty being formed is phenomenal. I mean, I saw what Schottenheimer was able to do. You know, I think it was 15-1 that season with Montana. But
it shows how important getting the right quarterback is, because Andy Reid hadn't won anything, got to a Super Bowl with McNabb, and finally got over the hump and won an NFC Championship game. Marty, they tried to go out and get Montana, but he had the DeBergs and Craigs and Bonos and Gerbacks, and so it takes finding that right quarterback like the Chiefs now have in Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. It's like a recipe. You have to have that quarterback. I mean, they had Tony Gonzalez, and, you know, that was a key piece, but you just could Priest Holmes.
Trent Green,
but you just need that quarterback, and now you have Mahomes.
Back. I'm kidding.
Now you have Mahomes.
We've already busted up Brian Billick about that.
Yeah.
You know, acquiring Elvis Gerback after they'd already won a Super Bowl, thinking this is what will take us to the next level. Trent Dilfer's out of here now. Elvis Gerback, and we're ready for back-to-back.
Not so fast.
Yeah.
That's what's great, you guys. Mark, you always talk about this is your favorite event. Mike's got some wonderful things he's involved in. There's some after Radio Row things that are really fun every year, but this is what you like. You like Radio Row. There's people crawling around here. Got Randy Couture's back here, does a show. I didn't even know that.
No, I love it here. Kevin Hart will show up. You know, hell, Halle Berry might be here.
Really?
Oh, bye.
Seriously. No, any given moment, you turn your head and you'll see an A-lister, and you won't see that unless you're in Hollywood walking down Rodeo Drive.
I can't afford that, Mark.
I can't afford Vegas. It's already like get $30 for a burger out here at Johnny Rockets.
What is so special for us is we go to Mandalay Bay every year. You know, we have our high school reunion. We don't do it in Brooklyn. We do it in Vegas. I'm not going to explain
Why is that?
Well, I can't say that on air, but Vegas, we do the Mandalay Bay, and we've never been to the convention center. I didn't even know we had a convention center. I walked here and said, Michael Jackson has a show here. I have no idea. I haven't seen the other side. I only see the pool. And that's it. We don't gamble either. So, you know, you can sleep, but that's it. We have never seen this side of Mandalay Bay. So
apparently nobody in town has either, because they're not, the Ubers have no clue where they're going.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, the convention center? And they're like, oh yeah, just over the
We've taken like 3 Ubers and ended up in a different spot every time, just saying Mandalay Bay Convention Center. And they're like, here? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, by the end of the week, we'll all have this whole thing figured out.
And it'll be time to go home.
But guys, I have to be honest. I love Vegas. It's my city. I got to be up. But the setup here is a little rough around the edges, I think.
A lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
Walked a mile and a half to get here this morning. I got my steps in. So if I play, on Thursday night, I will be winded by the time I get there because I am out of gas already. We walked all through this whole thing, but it's all good. So
I think we're going to have to carry you to some of these events.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, we have a lot of cool things planned. It's going to be back to back, but the cigar party, we could do that on Thursday night. But for Gridiron Greats as well, we do a lot for Gridiron Greats this week. I think it's great. Brian Urlacher is really taking the mantle. One thing I want to plug is we have a special guy who's going to make the Hall of Fame Thursday night, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Oh, that's
you guys
wonderful.
Are wrestling fans.
Yes.
You know him as the Four Horsemen, but I know him as Chicago Bears Beast. Steve
That
Mongo
legendary
McMichael, my friend.
85s Monsters of the Midway.
I was with him at the last event for Gridiron Greats at our Hall of Fame dinner before he got diagnosed with, obviously, he has ALS, and he's really doing not so good. But, Ric Flair goes visit him. I was with a lot of guys. I was with Jared Payton last night.
Yep.
He sees him on a regular basis. So Mongo is going to make the Hall of Fame. I can say it on air because it's going to happen. He made the veteran. It's just officially done on Thursday night. I'm excited about it more than anybody. He deserves it. Dan Hampton, all the guys, but Mongo was the most underrated guy on that 85 Bears team. So I'm so proud for Misty and everybody in his family just to have that honor while he's still alive to enjoy it. And I'm so appreciative of number 76.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people, and maybe the Hall of Fame itself, doesn't take into account. Like someone that's going in, that's dealing with something like Marty Schottenheimer was dealing with Alzheimer's, and Otis Taylor had gotten sick, and they just didn't get their chance in the Hall of Fame. They're going to be in eventually. I'd like to see these guys moved up the list, even just because they're alive and they can enjoy it instead of doing it posthumously.
Baseball Hall of Fame, Lou Piniella has been battling cancer. He missed the Hall of Fame twice, the Veterans bout, by one vote the last 2 times he was on it. How is that possible? I don't want to go into the politics, but Lou Piniella deserves better. I mean, he's between his playing days and as a manager, and I pray he'll get to see it while he's alive. He's a battler, Lou, and I'm glad that Mongo I think he's really held on, honestly, for this honor. So for him to be there, I pray he's there August in Canton, and I will be there for him. He's been there for me, my brother, and Four Horsemen, by the way.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Mark, I didn't get permission before we started to talk about an endeavor you've been working on. Do I have permission?
Why not?
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Tell us about.
Well, I'm a TikTok fan, and I saw like a little white space in the marketplace, and I'm like, there's not a sports centered TikTok out there that fans can go out there and share their experiences. But we call it sports, fashion, and fun. So it's a combo chat, sports, fashion, and fun, where we have fans celebrating their teams, but we have the fashion element of sports. We have Odell Beckham on there. We've got and just people having fun. So we're out there. We're small, but in about a year or two, you'll hear about us a lot more than you hear about us now. I'm
so excited about this. I'm with you, and I guess whenever I first signed up for TikTok, the thing that made it hard for me is like I'm someone that my brain is scattered and too much. Like I get overwhelmed easily, and I feel like the content on there, like it's like just throwing a bunch of paint up against a wall and watching it all drip down. Whatever happens, this seems like a little more focused.
Absolutely. We eliminated politics. We don't have any gripes. We don't have any venting. It's just sports, fashion, and fun. We keep it simple, plain and simple. And you go in there and you'll clearly see that we've, fine-tuned it to those simple topics. Sports, fashion.
And there's people that are looking for something like this because they've heard the stories and they refuse to go on TikTok because of the Chinese infiltration and they're taking your information. And they've heard about that on TikTok. So this is somewhere safe that they can go. And like you said,
unless there's Chinese infiltration that we don't know about.
No, absolutely
Mark is not involved with that. He would never put his name on that.
Absolutely not. No. I have a sports background. I love sports. And I want fans to go out there and experience, we have tailgating on there. We have, people having fun. We have some fan fights out there, but it's the fun of sports and some fashion involved in it. And then, just general fun.
And who better than Odell Beckham to represent all three, sports, fashion, and fun?
He's the guy, man. Yeah. He is like the embodiment of what we're trying to do.
Well, fan fights seem like they're at an all-time high. It's it's probably not the case, but we see it. It's everywhere. And
we're not promoting that. We don't condone that.
We don't condone it. But it's entertaining. I tell you what, we get more views on fan fights than we do on fashion.
Mike, the only person I bet here that's ever been involved in a fan fight is probably you.
Yeah, probably.
You'd be most likely in a yearbook to be involved in a fan fight at a sporting event.
I think that's what it says in his high school yearbook.
Funny story I'll tell you. I'm a Dennis Potvin, former Islander great, and I was telling him a story a couple of years ago. Back when I was a 23-year-old, I used to go to Madison Square Garden. I was at a Ranger game, And the Ranger fans are pretty brutal on Dennis Potvin. I guess he did something back in the day. The guy's yelling in my ear, like Potvin sucks or whatever it was. 3 times I turned around. I might have slapped him. I'm not going to deny that I might have had caused a little altercation. And I knocked the dude out, by the way, which is great. But I got kind of
got a lawyer sitting over here, so choose your words carefully.
My attorney, but statute of limitations. But I got booted out, and there's an elevator on the 404 section of Madison Square Garden. An elevator, but I guess the circus was in town, Ringling Brothers. And this elevator, instead of taking me out on where I was supposed to get out, I ended up in the abyss where the elephants. I got down there, and I'm like, I see the circus, and I'm like, this doesn't look right. So I ended up really with the Ringling Brothers from getting thrown out at Madison Square Garden. So I told Potvin the story. I said, I got the background, the little inside of the Ringling Brothers circus. Thanks to you, I defended your honor, and I got to meet all the freaks, the circus freaks. So out of that, so I did get into a nice fan fight. But I was 23 back then.
You know what? Whenever we convene like that, it's just that regardless of your path in life, regardless of your passion, I see so many people out there that just, hey, who doesn't love sports? Who doesn't want to come down here and meet Sean Merriman and Lorenzo Neal and the guys we've talked to today? But to actually do it, to dial in, to find something and find a way, man, that's what life's all about.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like so many people are missing the boat in life. Like we wanted to do this more than anything. We didn't, everybody grows up wanting to be a player. Only
my dad told me to go into long snapping. I don't think he saw the athletic ability.
But to find the way, like we were just like, you know what? We didn't even have a microphone. We had a little clip mic that plugged into a USB port. We wanted to interview people.
We rested the phone on
and
top
you
of the
get here,
mic.
you do these things. I mean, there's something to be said for people like us. I think that's what brings us together is our passion for life.
Philanthropy was what brought me into this whole world. Sports philanthropy, honestly, with the NFL alumni chapter. I'm a board member of Carolinas. I mean, it's given me an avenue to get back and to do all these great things. People see me doing all these events. It's for the why. The why, the Jimmy Van event golf outing Friday is for Gridiron Greats.
Yeah.
The Celebrity Sweat Flag football game. Yeah, it's fun to knock out Frankie Muniz, but it's really for the military charities, Operation Warrior Wishes, Tunnel to Towers. That's why we do these events. It's really to get out and why a 52-year-old would put his body through all. I've been training what's the movie Vision Quest? I'm on a lunatic fringe the last 2 months. Training like
I love Vision Quest.
Yeah, so
what a great soundtrack.
Frank Jasper,
John Wade.
I'm going to see Frank Jasper, and he played Brian Shoot. I'm going to see him in August. I'm a keynote speaker at the Celebrities for Causes event, and Frank's there every year, and I want to meet Shoot. I may wrestle him. You never know. I'm going to tell you, Frank.
I hope he still has like the flat top and everything.
I don't know.
That's going to be disappointing.
I may have to do a Loudon Swain on him. I don't know. We'll see. So, Frank, this is for you, bro. But August, been a lot of fun. But that's what it's all about. I think philanthropy brings everybody together for good causes, and that's what we're all about.
And Mark, I got to ask you, I got to put you on the spot. We hear this question a lot at SEC Media Days, at NFL events, just with Convo Chat, with the law. What's your why?
To differentiate ourselves from what TikTok is doing. We have no ties to China, and we want to keep politics out of it. Just have fun with social media, bring social media back to having fun, keep politics out of it, keep bickering out of it, just have fun with it, and put sports in it, put fashion in it, put fun in it, and that's what we're trying to do.
Love it.
I think that's wonderful. And you guys every year, and hopefully, Mark, you aren't like an every other year Super Bowl attender, because I don't want to go to New Orleans without you next year. I know I'm looking ahead here.
I love New Orleans, Bourbon Street. We'll have some fun.
Mark,
are you
mark you
committing?
down?
Me on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll definitely try to do it.
Okay.
I'll try to do
Definitely, and then try to do it. We need to.
He's my bodyguard on Bourbon Street. I think I need some help on there.
Sure, the law keeps you busy.
I got a Ric Flair story for you. WrestleMania was 2014 in New Orleans. And
WrestleMania 30.
I was there at the WWE. We were doing some event at the Art Museum. I don't know why we did it at the Art Museum, but we ended up on Bourbon Street. Carlito, Chris Masters, and Ric Flair. Somehow we lost Ric Flair.
That's
he ended up in I'm not going to name the strip club. It might have been called Little Darlings, I think it was called. And we couldn't find him. We lost him. And we had to look in different places. I found him in that club because I went to I heard the woo, and he was having a Ric Flair moment in a certain club there. So New Orleans, I have a great memory of Bourbon Street that I'll always live forever. But Ric Flair, love him, 75 years old, next drinks.
I feel like if he did have one, he would not still be alive. Somehow it'd be like work in reverse.
He holds court at the American Social Club in Tampa. If you're in Channel Side, Tampa, Ric Flair is there, and I mean, I love him. I've been with him so many times over the years. But he just, by the way, he loves Mongo. He visits, but he's such a passionate guy. Just what he's done for the wrestling industry.
We were at his last match.
Yeah.
We went to Nashville for Ric Flair's last match.
Yeah.
But you said that so calmly, Mike. I think it's against the law. I'm gonna have to check with Mark on this.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about Ric Flair and you said I heard the woo, I heard the woo.
Yeah, I've done the woo many times with a little bit of alcohol infused.
Yeah, we're only 2 days into Vegas, so we're not quite to that yet. And we got to get through this before we even talk about New Orleans.
Well,
so.
you got to get me to Kansas City. So I'm going to Big Select Kansas City.
Yep.
Yes.
In June.
Early June, I'm invited. Neil Smith. We're going to be celebrity, whatever, out there with Paul Rudd. We got a lot of cool guys. Rob Riggle, my buddy from Flag Football.
Eric Stone.
Those are all KU
Yeah.
people. I
Rock
don't.
Chalk, Rock Chalk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rob
Rob
Riggle,
Riggle.
by the way, I don't know what he was on the football field last year. He does not really have the. It's all good. I love you, Rob, but stick to comedy. But it's all good. But it's a fun time for a great cause. I love Paul Rudd too, so it should be fun.
And the last thing I got for you, Mark, is just MIZ.
Cotton Bowl champions.
Hey, man.
What was your record against Mizzou? Do you remember?
Let's not talk about it. Actually, we won in 1989, and I think we actually won in 1991 when Tony Sands dropped the NCAA rushing record. So I think we did pretty well.
That is just slightly before my time. I became a big fan in like 93, 94, like Jeff Handy at Mizzou, and Missouri was not very good at all in the 90s. And
We've got our guy, Lance Leipold. Lance Leipold for president. Rock Chalk.
as long as your quarterback doesn't go out of the game every 10 minutes, you should be fine.
And is he committed to Kansas? We can't have him going anywhere else. We can't have him.
NIL is crazy. NIL's changed the game.
Absolutely.
Where was your NIL? You got to get some back.
Tell me about it. Back pay. Absolutely.
But guys, really important. What is your viewers tell me? What is the best barbecue still in Kansas City? Because I went to Arthur Bryant's many years ago. Is that still the spot? Or
We hear like different things for like different
Joe's.
types of
A lot of
food.
people like Joe's.
Go here for the burn ends. Go
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
for the ribs. Go.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Arthur Bryant's was the place. I just don't know if anybody's staged it.
No, I mean Arthur Bryant's is great, and there's Jack's.
I mean, I like the ribs at
Joe's
Applebee's.
Hey, it's all good. I just want something authentic. So when I'm in town, I expect you guys to take me out.
Okay.
Oh,
and
for
in
sure.
reverse, I'll ask you, best Cuban sandwich in Tampa.
Oh, that's got to be the
Ybor City?
Columbia restaurant. That is the place to go. That's the best Cuban food there in Ybor City, Columbia. It's on that 7th Street there. But yeah, that's the Ybor City's the spot. You got to go to Ybor.
Even Noah would like a Cuban sandwich, and he's the pickiest eater I know. But
on Earth.
it took me a while to realize it's very simple.
Yes.
It's a very simple sandwich.
It
So,
better be.
Mark, Mike, you're our guys. Thanks so much for helping make these events so memorable for us. And
And for always keeping us out of trouble, especially in Vegas, Mark. We're going to need it.
Hey, if
your
Thursday night's my last football game, I think the next thing you guys got to help me. I want to wrestle. Like I remember the whole story that I was supposed to be a
yes,
WWE or
Thanks-
WCW.
thanks, Colonel Parker,
Yeah,
Buddy Lee Parker.
Buddy Lee Parker abused me, so bullied me, and I didn't get to make the added a power plan. Love you, Dale Torborg, but it was one of those. So I think I need a comeback now. Roman Reigns is in town Thursday.
Dude, The Rock's coming in. He's your
Rock's
age. He's
coming
like older than
in.
you.
and I think it might be an opportunity for me to be in a three-way match. Rock,
Let's do it.
Roman Reigns and Mike Dempsey. What do you think?
I think it's great.
I
I'm
love
in
I cheat
with
by the way.
Mark as the special referee.
I cheat.
Sounds good.
I'm from Brooklyn, so I do the Roddy Piper. I poke you in the eyes.
You'd be like the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yes, I would be. Steve Lombardi. I don't know when he compared to the Brooklyn Brawler. I'm the real Brooklyn Brawler. I've seen Steve Lombardi, and I can take Steve Lombardi, but we'll see. But
Guys,
yeah.
it's a blast. Always a blast. Thanks so much. Radio Row, Starcade Media, starcademedia.com.